I played about 23 horror games in the month of March, and I thought I'd go through them, my top 5 and honourable mention, going through the things that I like about them and the things that I think could be improved about them, so you don't have to. Welcome to VFD Gaming. On this channel we play atmospheric horror games and review them at the end. We have a new upload every day at 6 PM. It's non-stop horror on the channel at the moment. So I thought I'd just take you through this list right now. So first we'll go for the honourable mention. This game is called Cookies, and I found it on itch.io. This entire game takes place in a 3-story apartment complex that has just completely fallen to debauchery and illicit activities. This game is honestly ram-packed full of loads of different horrors related to the human condition. So every square foot in the apartment complex reveals yet another problem wrong with the community. It seems like this entire building has just fallen to its own lack of discipline and virtuosity. You wouldn't want to live here. You wouldn't want your worst enemy to live here, really. Wouldn't recommend watching any of the videos or playing any of the games with younger people around, but this one especially, there's quite a lot of adult themes in this game, and well, I don't know, I thought it deserved a little look in on the list because I haven't seen anything quite like this yet while playing horror games. So this is Cookies. This is free to play, and I think it's still in early development as well, but I could be mistaken, it could be a finished product. But yeah, Cookies. I mean, when I played this one, I wasn't 100% sure what we were doing per se. There is kind of a vibe as to kind of you as the player want to walk around the hotel complex and find out what's going on, but as the actual character who you play as, I'm not sure what his job is in this whole situation. But that's part of the fun, right? To figure this stuff out for yourself. So that was the honourable mention, and that was Cookies, okay? Next on the list, coming in at our number 5 spot, we have a game called Do Not Play This, and I had to include this on the list somewhere because this was one of the most popular videos that I did during the month of March. You guys seem to like this one, and I can see why, to be fair. The visual engine of the game looks quite polished, it looks quite good, everything looks quite realistic in that way. But in Do Not Play This, we play as someone who's reliving a really difficult memory of a time where we spent the night in this cabin that you're seeing on your screen now, and there's all sorts of unusual activities that seem to be playing out as we traverse around this cabin. We're trying to keep the heat in, we're trying to stay warm, and someone is just messing with us. Someone or something, I should say. But yeah, as you can see on your screen, quite polished. I think it's made in Unity, and this one is also available on itch.io for free download. You can follow the development as it goes and it comes along. Next, coming in at number 4, we have Tales from Beyond the Tomb. This is a slow burn episodic horror. And this episode that you're watching now is called the Pineville Nightstalker. So yeah, this is about 90 minutes in terms of playtime for this episode. And well, yeah, it's one of those slow burner, character and location driven kind of horror games. In some places it feels quite awkward, but then in other places you think, okay, yeah, this is what horror's all about really. It's showing the nitty-gritties of real life. We're not a super soldier, we're not a pro, we didn't ask for this. These unfortunate situations that you find in horror games don't tend to happen to people who are gonna venture out there onto a quest. They tend to happen to ordinary people, who are just trying to live their life and do their business. So yeah, this Tales from Beyond the Tomb was quite a breath of fresh air. Quite a lot of interesting characters in this one, quite a lot of red herrings as well. And one thing I wanted to praise this game for as well is its sound design and its ability to make you feel so very vulnerable. There are stages in the game where you're forced to take a shower or go to the bathroom or wait at the bus stop in the middle of the night when people are circling around you. It's one of those games. It's one of those games where you're going to feel uncomfortable, especially playing as a woman, because you're that little bit more vulnerable. I know that some women are big and strong these days and would absolutely batter me, but this really doesn't strike me as one of those types of situations. You can see here on the screen, this is kind of like how it goes really with the showering mechanic. Feel nice and fresh after playing this one. Alright, we'll move on to the next game. This is Position 3, and this is a game I found on itch.io, created by Dan McGrath, called On Thy Knees. So this is like a religious VHS PlayStation 1 kind of title. And during this game, we're just someone who's on a long drive, and we're looking to accomplish a task in locating someone who we've not heard of. We've not heard of them for a very, very long time. So we take a little stop at this coffee rest stop, and things start to gradually spiral from there, as when we return from the restroom we discover that someone has been tampering with our car. That's in itself quite an interesting premise, but then it goes in a direction that you probably wouldn't see coming. I mean, you probably might see it coming judging by the title, but yeah, it starts to go very religious, it starts to go very culty, and I'm personally a big fan of games like that because it's so far removed from an everyday situation, and it always feels kind of like a, alright, if they put something paranormal in this, then at least we kind of know where it's come from and it's not just a random creature that seems to be attacking us. I suppose the games where the random creatures attack you can also feel quite good in that way and quite interesting, but On Thy Knees was pretty awesome, I must say. I did enjoy that one. Clocking in at about 47 minutes-ish, 50 minutes playtime, so a little bit longer than some of the other games on this list, but certainly not the longest. That was On Thy Knees. So we'll be moving on to the next position. At position 2 we have a game called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You can see, look at how dramatic that one is there. This one is clearly inspired by early slasher films, and it takes place on the motorway when you've had a very, very long drive and you're ready to call it a night. So you turn in and you want to clock into this hotel. I mean, it says that it's a hotel, but I would describe this more as a motel, to be honest. But yeah, you go into the reception here and you can see that the place is a little bit run down, but otherwise fine. But quite desolate. There's not, other clients anywhere, other guests in the hotel. And then when you check in, you see that the hotel owner is a 7-foot man with facial scarring, who just always seems to say the most awkward and inappropriate things at the wrong time. It kind of raises some hairs there. This one's about 20 minutes playtime and available on itch.io for download for free. I think it might actually still be in development, but I might be wrong. But even if this is a finished game, I'm quite happy with it. I think it's good. It's got a good length to it. The characters are good, even though there are only 2 characters in this entire game, and the player character as well, obviously. So I'm not sure if you want to count that as 3 or 2, whatever you want. But yeah, the characters are quite good, quite effective, and the location is obviously a huge part of this game's appeal. Just being sort of trapped in this complex with, some unsavoury characters. Yeah, that was S.T.A.L.K.E.R, and I thought the sound design on this one was pretty good. I'm a big fan of the PS1 style graphics, and yeah, I'll reveal my first place pick in a minute, but before we do, I just wanted to say we're brand new on YouTube here. We've only been on YouTube for about a month and a little bit, so I'd love to take you all with me as we continue this journey into the non-stop horror abyss. Leave a like and comment, and press the follow button or the notification bell if you want to be notified every single time I upload a video like this. We've got new videos available every day at 6 PM. So coming in at number 1, we have a game called Photomaly, and if you've been here from the beginning, this will be no surprise to you that I'm including it as number 1 on the list. Photomaly is one of those games that makes you take a good long look at the human condition. There's quite a lot of things to unpack in this game really, but the basics of it is that you run a very rundown photo shop, and for some reason you're open during the middle of the night. People come in and they have their various requests. Some of them are quite innocent enough, like this girl who you've just seen on the screen there, but then sometimes you get a situation where the customer is just giving you that heebie-jeebies, just giving you a little bit like this guy here who's on the screen. Photomaly dives into some pretty dark themes, ones of child access, addiction and other things, but it really does sort of make you, the onlooker, you know, it adds the question of the person behind the camera is also a human being, and when you're photographing these people, you're just kind of expected to crack on with it, not worry too much about it. Whereas some of these games might have a big loud noise and a jump scare on your screen, this game will try to infect your dreams. And to be honest, I think I remember the night that I played this game, I had some scary nightmares that night. It seemed to creep its way into my subconscious, which is not the most crazy thing that I mean, this kind of thing happens quite a bit when you indulge in quite a lot of horror content like I do. But Photomaly is one of those games where it really makes you look at that human condition and evaluate what people are actually like. In this game, there are various little mini games that you can do, and you earn money by helping clients with their photography needs. There are a couple of different upgrades that you can get to make your studio a little bit more in line with what you might expect from a studio like this, because we're obviously in a very rundown building. We do get some weird characters that come into this store. Not all of them have innocent requests. Some of them are up to no good, so to speak. But yeah, that was Photomaly, and that's my #1 ranked game for the month of March when it comes to indie horror games. If you want to see some more, we're going to be doing another one of these lists around April time, towards the end of April, and we play a new horror game every day here at 6 PM. So you're going to want to stick around if you want to see more horror games. Everything on this list has been free to download. Most of them are on itch.io. So yeah, happy hunting when you're playing these horror games, and make sure that you don't do a little poo in your pants. That's always important. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this list and the commentary over the top. Don't usually do videos like this, but I thought that, you know, every now and then we'll assess what we've played already, look back together, and we'll look at what worked and what didn't. Okay, so I'm glad you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next time.